How we doing? How we at? I think we're good. I think we're back. Refresh, y'all. There we go. Okay. Howdy, farm hands. My name is Gata, and welcome. No, I'm not doing that again. I'll just mark it as part 2 on YouTube, so people who watch the VOD will understand. Once upon a time, I would actually take the time to edit, like download the video files and edit them together. But that took so much time, so fuck it. I don't do that no more.
That's super fair.
Fuck that shit. Oh, thank you for the hydrate, James. Ahem. Delicious. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So Boomer.
Yeah, what's up?
How you doing?
Pretty good. I have convinced 4 of my friends to play in a swing game.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Cause speaking of DC, taking this conversation all the way back to like 45 minutes ago at this point.
You have opinions?
I have so many opinions, but
oh man.
I was lamenting to a friend, and I was like, I really wish there was a system that could harbor the like Lantern Corps concepts that I enjoy. Not necessarily the like core ones, which is Space Cops, but like the concepts of the Lantern Corps that I really enjoy. And my friend said to me, "What about Goddess System Swing?" And I was like, "Huh, I've never like looked at it. So maybe." So I bought it and I read it.
I saw that. I was like, "What?" I was like, "Why did boomers buy the game? They could have just asked me for it." Christ.
No, wrong.
Okay. All right.
Why would I deny you your $5?
I appreciate that. Well, I mean, itch.io certainly will, so.
True. Next time I'll just Venmo you $5. And be like,
honestly, unironically.
But yeah, my friend was like, what about Goddess Swing System? And I was like, I don't know, I haven't like looked at it, so like I'll check it out and see. And I was like, this might at least be like the bones of like what it is that I'm wanting out of a system. And I was like, so I'm willing to like play it and see like what's up. So yeah, I've convinced like 4 of my friends to endure Lantern Corps nonsense with me.
That's really cool. I want to be super supportive because people are allowed to play games whenever they want, but the game designer in me is like, I did not anticipate Lantern Corps specifically when writing that game. Oh no. Oh god.
Oh yeah.
Well, I hope that however you season the taste, you get the experience that you want. And that you have fun. I gotta go get more cobblestone. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Thank you for the link to the game, John. Thank you. I'll wait until I'm back to Boomer to say anything more. Oh, we're running out of cobble. We're running out of cobble very quickly. You can blame me. Allegro, you wouldn't happen to be one of the friends, would you? Just out of curiosity. No shame if so. What? Little old me? Yeah, little. Okay. Oh, is he? Okay, fantastic. Swing is one of those games where it's basically just the bones. It's very much a, if you're so smart, you fucking figure it out, right? That was the mood I had when I wrote it. I'm trying not to, but my mind is like, go full game designer, talk about the math rocks.
I wouldn't have brought it up to you if I didn't want you to talk about your system.
I mean, I guess, but also I was trying to open the door for you to talk because you're here and I'm doing all the talking.
I mean, do you want me to just talk about Lantern Corps? Because I have so many opinions about the Lantern Corps.
I mean, absolutely. How do you feel about Hal Jordan's villain arc? Because everyone has very polarizing opinions of that.
See, here's the thing. I hated Hal Jordan before he was a villain, and now they're like, no, he's like actually evil, and I'm like, he just sucked before.
Really?
I do not like Hal Jordan. I've never liked Hal Jordan.
Okay, no, that's fair. Honestly, that is fair.
I was a Jon Stewart child. That was my man. That was my lantern. And then Sojourner came out with the Far Sector comics, and I was like, never mind. Goodbye, Jon Stewart. That's not true. I still love him, but...
I didn't start reading Green Lantern until... Fuck, I can't remember his name, but it was like the new kid on the block after the Parallax thing. Not the redhead everyone loves to hate, but like... what's his fucking name? Raynor! Yeah. So, like, he was my introduction to into Green Lantern after the Parallax event. So, like, my opinion of Green Lanterns is very different. I love Jon Stewart because I am also a DCAU Justice League fan.
Yeah.
What I find is that the very specific niche of asshole superhero that Hal Jordan fills was very much taken over by the DCAU's take on Barry Allen, the Flash.
Correct.
I do not think that a Hal Jordan and a Barry Allen exist together well, and that was a problem New 52 had when they did their run of Justice League, because they try to have their cake and eat it too.
Yeah, and instead of latching on to hating DC's portrayal of Barry Allen like everyone else did, I just decided fuck Hal Jordan, actually.
Barry Allen is fine, though! He's just a goofy, funny little guy.
Yeah, and Hal Jordan sucks.
Yeah, no, he kind of does.
And then they were like, we're gonna, like, weirdly, like, WandaVision his ass, and he's just gonna, like, go insane, and I'm like, yeah, I don't like him enough for this to, like, hurt me in any way. Fuck that guy.
I think because Hal Jordan was an asshole, his turn to villainy makes a whole lot of sense.
Oh, yeah.
Despacito,
if they had done it to, like, anybody else, it'd have been like, no,
Despacito,
absolutely not. But because it was Hal Jordan, I was like, no, that
tracks. Tas conmigo Despacito.
Thank you. Right. Thank you, John. Thank you for making Henbert badly say, Henbert, you're too white to sing Despacito. Yeah, he has no hips to shake, for fuck's sake. Like, damn. But no, I actually read through all of... There was an era where DC was trying to, like, make their comics more, like, modern and focus more on issues that were in America during that time period. So there is an entire series of comics which is literally just Green Arrow and Green Lantern and one of the alien guys from OA take a fucking road trip around America to talk to a lot of people of color about the political issues of the 1980s. Yeah. And despite it being ridiculously on the nose, for the time frame those books were published, it was what was needed to happen. I really enjoyed those stories. Oop, spider. Let me get a bed real quick.
He is gunning after you.
Help. Help. There we go. I have to wait until Boomer is back in earshot. I'm coming back with more opinions about comic books that were printed before I was born. Okay, you're right.
Excellent.
Yeah, so, like, there was an entire arc which was just Green Arrow puts Hal Jordan in his fucking place. Because Hal Jordan is like, I'm a Green Lantern. Street level crime is, like, below me. And
yeah, I'm a space cop, not like a beat cop. Come on.
Right. And Oliver Queen is like, hey, man, we're best friends, but fuck you in the strongest way possible. Your ass is getting in this hippie van along with your alien boss guy, and I'm going to show you why that doesn't cut it here in 1980s Americana. Thank you very much. And it was actually really good because it was, like, very sobering of DC to be like, our fantastical world is modern and present and deals with issues that affect the common American, the actual reader, but because of the logistics of why comic books exist and how they operate, those problems can't be solved by Superman, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, they could be solved by Superman, but because the comic books have to remain a power fantasy for real people in the real world, they can't have Superman just resolve the issues in the Middle East. They can't have the Flash just solve gun control, and then the writers have to come up with reasons why that can't happen. So they spend years having Hal Jordan have a wake-up call, but then there can be no resolution to that wake-up call because comic books have to continue on as they are. So so the Parallax thing was low-key. Hal realizes he cannot solve the problems he is now terribly aware of, and his solution to that is to become a supervillain and kill a lot of people.
You know? And they were like, this makes perfect sense. And
this makes perfect. It was a rational turn for the character in the very specific scenario they wrote him into.
Yeah.
So I like it, but also I understand why others don't.
It's one of those things of like, it's the like, I think that this is an interesting character. I would kill him if I met him in person.
Absolutely.
Right.
That's when Hal Jordan is at his fucking best.
It's like, he's a fascinating character. Love whatever's wrong with him. If I ever met that dude, beat his ass. I hate him.
Me doing chin hands on my table, kicking my feet. I would love to dissect you for science. I want your brain in a jar, silly man. I want to know what makes you this fucked up.
See, so my like purposes for moving away from Space Cop is to kind of eradicate the inherent like villainy of certain colors of the lantern spectrum, because like the red lanterns and the yellow lanterns are just kind of evil because those are like negative emotions or whatever, right?
Okay, except for Dexter. Dexter can kill whoever he wants. He's
Dexter
a good
has
boy.
earned it. Dexter has earned the right to just murder indiscriminately.
Absolutely. Go for it, boy.
He's a good boy.
No problems here.
So, like, removing that removes the need for the like Green Lanterns to be space cops, because there is no, like... And, like, does it remove, like, kind of the inherent conflict of the Lantern Corps? Sure. Not going for the inherent conflict of the Lantern Corps, I'm going for new fun conflicts that I create in my little brain.
Naturally.
And so... But, like, removing that opens up, well, what can the other colors do if they are not just inherently placed in opposition to whatever the fuck it is the Green Lanterns have going on at any given point in time.
Right.
Because the Star Sapphires are also weird as hell.
Yeah. Yeah. Lots of...
And I don't even know if I can get into it. There's a lot.
For those who don't know, there's a different there's a different power source for different colors of lanterns based on like the spectrum of color and emotions. So like yellow is fear, green is willpower, blue is like what, peace or something?
It's hope.
Hope. And then you have stuff like the rage lanterns, which are just always evil because they're red and they're angry, and anger is bad, everyone. And then the issue with the Star Sapphires is that their power is like love, but because they were written by middle-aged white guys in like the 70s, it comes off more as the lust powers. So
it's funny because then so there's also an entity that like governs the like creation and power of these rings. They're weird space whales and shit.
Points to the space whales. So you're the one who made the fuck rings, huh? You're the one who said, you know what? What emotion is pink? Horny! Slams flipper down on the table. There's the horny lanterns! Sorry, go ahead.
So the horny lanterns are actually governed by a giant, like... Imagine if you made a boar like a legit predator. And it is called the Predator, and that is the fuck ring. Yeah, no.
Oh no!
They really leaned into whatever the fuck was wrong with that.
Oh God Almighty! And I thought it was bad when Tamaranians learn languages by making out with people. I thought that was an issue.
No, the fuck ring was made by a giant space war beast named the Predator.
Fucking hell. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So it's stuff like that I have to kind of contend with to make this game fun.
God
I just want to have a good time.
But like,
I want
the
people to be
idea of like a cosmic not even like a standard organization, but like a series of abilities that multiple creatures from multiple races across the cosmos can acquire and potentially use for various means on that scale is always fascinating. It's basically superhero Star Trek.
Yeah.
Right? Like if Star Wars is sci-fi sword and sorcery, whatever the Green Lantern Corps thing have going is the opposite of that.
Yeah. I love the Green Lantern Corps specifically because of the use of emotion as power. And that's why I've never liked these are the bad emotions that only bad people feel.
Right,
orange, yellow, and red. And I always had very mixed feelings about the UV lanterns. Fun fact, there's ultraviolet lanterns, for anybody who doesn't know.
I actually did not know that.
Yeah, so the ultraviolet lanterns get their powers from two sources. That is, one, absorbing all negative emotions from anybody within a specific radius based on the power level of the user, or of the wearer of the ring. And two, the sun.
Oh, okay. Just the sun. Got it.
Just the sun. So when John Stewart becomes an ultra... Yeah. I'll follow you down. I don't have any. Okay. So when John Stewart gets the hold of the ultraviolet ring, and he's, been following Superman around and is like, yes, the power of the fucking sun in my hands. He immediately uses it to just, level shit.
Oh.
He's just like, Are we out? We're out.
I think we're out. There might be some more left over by my generator, but I can look.
Okay. I can't sprint. I forgot to bring food with me.
Yeah. Comics are always... Oh, people's not here. Comics are always weird. Specifically the ones that have been going on for as long as they have. A lot of the answers for why comic books are a certain way comes from one-off stories that were written in a very different time by a very specific sub-niche of people. So as a result, you have to contend with things. Reboots be damned. All right, yeah. I think we are actually out. I'm gonna use these cobblestone slabs until I am done, and then we're gonna have to call it on that for the day, because I have no more cobblestone. I have no more cobblestone. But yeah, comic books are great because it's just, even when they try to be serious, it's balls to the wall nonsense.
True.
Just absolute ridiculousness. But then it's also terrible because of their nature. The story never really ends. Even when they reboot the entire universe, they retain parts of the past you have to explain with, why do the fuck rings work like that? You have to say, well, in the 70s, there's no real way. Hold on, I gotta sleep now. there's no real way to properly reboot the whole thing. Someone will inevitably bring something back, and then you have to explain, oh, this is that way because it's a whole shebang. Yeah.
My always hot take is that Guy Gardner is wrong. It's funny though, and I'm just gonna let him keep doing whatever he's doing.
Abso-fucking-lutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. See, I understand why you do not like Hal Jordan, why you do not care for Hal Jordan. I think that having one guy who's I think having both Guy Gardner and Hal Jordan as, like, evidence of how you can be a bad Green Lantern is very important, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think Superman needs a foil. I don't think we need to have someone to be the bad Batman. I think we need, specifically in the Space Cop group, multiple people who probably should not be space cops.
Oh yeah, and like it's because like the nature of the job of the space cops means that oftentimes you are going to get ex-military, ex-cops. Like even Sojourner, which is one of the more recent ones, she was also ex-military, ex-police, right? Like that is just the nature of the position of space cop. But then because the power is willpower, you get people like Jessica Cruz who are not ready to do space cop shit.
That's when the Green Lantern stories are interesting. When they're willing to step back from the fantasy of an all-powerful police force doing stuff with aliens and actually like ask, how would this affect a person? What kind of person would be chosen to join this? Like that's when it's at its best, in my opinion. I love it.
Yeah. And Guy Gardner opened in his like debut comics, his like whole shtick was like, oh, he was the like good, you know, all-American, like whatever. And it was fine for the time period. And then people were like, okay, but like that stereotype doesn't ring true anymore. And so Guy Gardner continued to be like the good old boy. As
to the point where it looped back around.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like this very much. Well, like, okay, I mean, I'm out of cobble, so I'm just standing here in Minecraft having like a podcast with you about DC lore. But like, because the original Green Lantern fantasy was penned in like the 60s, the opinion of what the police force's purpose in society was, that was a very different like idea, a different trope. Having a cop be a superhero made sense to the writers of those stories at that time, because the 50s ideal of police being there to help and being useful for society was still very much in vogue. So as those tropes evolve, now we're having stories where, well, maybe an entire paramilitary force enforcing their morals on multiple alien races isn't inherently a good idea. Like now we're looping around to where those unquestionably good ideals are no longer what society like understands as being good and right.
See, and I think Far Sector handles really well because Sojourner is chosen because she is disillusioned with the idea that she can make a difference by being part of the like oppressive force, right? She was like, oh, I'll join the military and I'll like help the world, and that kind of blew up in her face. And then she's like, oh, I'll join the police force and help my like local community, and that blew up in her face. And she was like, well, fuck, what do I do? And she was chosen because of that disillusionment. And then sent out literally to the edges of the like controlled space of the Green Lanterns to then try to make a difference. And then she has to contend with the fact that she was approaching that entire situation by being like, yeah, I'm a cop. And then has to like loop around and like find
interesting.
Yeah, find that sense of like morality within herself and what she wants to do and what she thinks will help, instead of just what she's been taught.
It's almost like when you have things to say about society, you can write good stories. Who'd have thunk it?
Yeah, no, and I mean, here's the thing. It's N.K. Jemisin. The original character concept, funny enough, was actually not commissioned, but was like pitched to Jemisin by Gerard Way, who was just like, he was like, this is a thing that I think would be super fascinating. Don't you agree that would be super fascinating? And Jemison's like, I do think that would be super interesting. And he's like, cool, here's some money for you to start writing that, and then we'll go find you a comic book, like, illustrator.
That's fucking wild. I did not know this.
Yeah.
Do I have to start reading DC Comics again? Is that what I'm getting out of this?
Far Sector is super worth it.
God damn.
Far Sector is absolutely worth it.
All right, selective. Yeah, no, selective comics. Absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. Yeah. So Boomer, I need to level with you.
Yeah,
my plan going into the stream was to stream until I ran out of cobble, and then switch,
now we're out of cobble.
And then raid into someone very specific. So I am all out of cobble, so I am politely saying adieu to you as I will be leaving Minecraft.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. And thank you guys very much for watching stream today. Thank you for watching Minecraft with me. I will be back in about 10 minutes because I have a bit of a surprise for you. If I were to go over here, do I gotta turn this off? Yes, I gotta close this up. If you all will permit me 10-ish minutes to grab a snack and adjust my stream information and all that. Let me just make sure this works. We're gonna play some Pokemon. I'll be right back, everybody. I'll see you then. Bye.